Namaskaram, I'm Harish Totungal, Mohanji Acharya. I'm here to read the Sai Satcharitra chapter 24 today. It's about Baba's wit and humor, so it's going to be wonderful. So let me read the story. To say that we shall state a specific thing in this chapter is a form of egoism. Unless we surrender our ego to the feet of our Sadguru, we will not succeed in our undertaking. If we become egoless, then our story is assured. By worshipping Sai Baba, we attain objects both worldly and spiritual and are fixed in our true nature and attain peace and happiness. Therefore, those who are concerned about their welfare should respectfully hear Sai Baba's story and meditate on them. If they do this, they will easily attain the object of their life and get bliss. Generally, people with wit and humor, but they do not like it when jokes are cut at their expense. But Baba's methods are peculiar. When it was accompanied by gestures, it was very interesting and instructive, and people therefore did not mind if jokes were made at their expense. Hemant Pant gives his own instance below. So the first one is about Chanak Leela. In Shirdi, the bazaar was held every Sunday and people from neighboring village came there. Erected stalls on the streets and sold their wares. Every noon the masjid was crowded, but on Sunday it was crowded to suffocation. On one such Sunday, Hematman sat in front of Baba, shampooing his legs and chanting God's name. Shama was on Baba's left, Vaman Rao to his right, and Shriman Bhuti, Kaka Sahib Dikshit, and others were also present. Then Shama laughed and said to Hemant Pant, "Look, a few grains seems to have stuck to his sleeves of your coat." Saying this, he touched the sleeves and found that there were a few grains stuck there. Hemant Pant straightened his left forearm to see what the matter was. When to everyone's surprise, a few grains of gram fell off and were picked up by the people who were sitting there. This incident supplied the subject matter of a joke. Everybody present began to wonder and said something or the other about how the grains found their way into his sleeves of a coat and has remained there so long. Hemant Pant also could not guess how they were found their way in and stayed there. When nobody could offer a satisfactory explanation, Baba explained. Baba is saying, this fellow, Anna Sahib, had got the bad habit of eating alone. Today is a bazaar day and he was there chewing grams. I knew his habit and these grams are a proof of it. What wonder is there in this matter? Hemant Pant, Baba, I have never eaten things alone. Then why do you trust this bad habit of me? I have never seen ever. I have never even seen the Shirdi Bazaar. I never went to the bazaar today. And how could I buy grams and how could I eat them if I had not bought them? I never ate anything unless I share it with others present near me. Baba, it's true that you give to the persons present, but if none by nearby, what could you or I do? But do you remember me me before eating? Am I not always with you? Then do you offer me anything before you eat? Moral of the story. Okay. Let us note carefully that Baba has taught us by this incident. He has advised us that before the senses, mind, and intellect enjoy their object, he should first be remembered. And if this is done, it is in a way an offering to him. The senses can never remain without their objects. But If other objects are first offered to the Guru, our attachment to them will naturally vanish. In this way, all the vrittis, thoughts regarding desire, anger, and avarice should first be offered and directed to the Guru. And if this practice is followed, the Lord will help you in eradicating all the vrittis. When you think of Baba before the enjoyment of such an object, the question of whether the object is fit to be enjoyed will at once arise. When the object that is not fit to be enjoyed will be shunned, and in this way, our vicious habit or vices will disappear and our character will improve. Then love for the Guru will grow and pure knowledge will sprout. When this knowledge grows, the bondage of body consciousness, we are the body, will snap and our intellect will be merged in spirit consciousness. Then we shall get eternal bliss and contentment. There is no difference between the Guru and the God. He who sees any difference in them sees God nowhere. So, leaving aside all ideas of differences, we should regard our Guru and God as one. And if we serve our Guru as stated above, the Lord will certainly be pleased. We will purify our mind and give us self realization. To put the matter in a nutshell, we should not enjoy any object with our senses without first remembering our Guru. When the mind is trained in this way, we will always be reminded of Baba and our meditation on Baba will grow apace. The physical form of Baba will always be before our eyes and then devotion, not attachment, and salvation will be ours. When Baba's form is thus fixed before our mental vision, we forget hunger, thirst, and this samsara. The consciousness of worldly pleasures will disappear and our mind will attain peace and happiness. Wonderful story. Beautifully explained as well. The next one is Sudama's story. When the above story was being narrated, Hemant was reminded of a similar story about Sudama. This story illustrates the same principle and therefore it is given here. Sri Krishna and his elder brother Balarama were living with a classmate called Sudama at the ashram of their guru Sandipani. Once Krishna and Balarama were sent to the forest to bring firewood. Sandipani's wife sent Sudama with them, with some quantity of grams for the three to eat. When Krishna met Sudama in the forest, he said to him, I want water, I am thirsty. Sudama replied, no water should be drunk on an empty stomach, so it is better to rest a while. He did not tell Krishna that he had gram with him and never offered him some. As Krishna was tired, he laid down to rest with his head on Sudama's lap and soon appeared to be snoring. Seeing this, Sudama took the gram out and began to eat. Then Krishna suddenly asked him, what are you eating? Sudama replied, what is there to eat? I am shivering because of the cold and my teeth are chattering. I couldn't even clearly chant the Vishnu Sahasranama. Hearing this, omniscient Krishna said, I just had a dream in which I saw a man eating things of another, and when asked about this, the man said, what earth is there to eat? The other man said, let it be so, Dada. This is only a dream. I know that you won't eat anything without me. Under the influence of the dream, I asked you, what are you eating? If Sudama had known about the omniscient Sri Krishna and his Leelas, he would not have acted as he did. Therefore, he had to suffer what he did. Though he was a friend of Sri Krishna, he had to pass his later life in utter poverty. But when he later offered Krishna a handful of parched rice, earned by his wife and his own labor, Krishna was pleased and gave him a golden city to enjoy. This story should be remembered by those who had the habit of eating things alone without sharing them with others. The Shruti also emphasizes this lesson and asks us to offer things first to God and then enjoy them afterward. Baba has always taught us the same lesson in his inimitable, humorous ways. The next one is where it's talking about Anna Chinchankar versus Mausi Bai. Hemant Pant now describes another witty incident in which Baba played the part of a peacemaker. There was a devotee named Damodar Ganashyama Bavre, alias Anna Chinchanikar. He was simple, rough, and straightforward. He cared for nobody, always spoke painfully, and carried all dealings in cash. Though he looked harsh and uncompromising on the outside, he was good natured. Thus, Sai Baba loved him. One day at noon, like others serving Baba in their own way, Anna was standing and shampooing Baba's left arm. While resting on the railing on the other side, an old widow named Venubai, whom Baba called Mother and everyone else called Mavsibai, was serving Baba in her own way. Baba was a elder woman with a pure heart. She wrapped her hands around Baba's trunk and was at this time kneading Baba's abdomen. She did this so forcefully that Baba's back and abdomen became flat and Baba rocked from side to side. Nana on the other side was steady, but Mavsibai face moved up and down with his stroke. Once it so happened that her face came very close to Anna's. Being of a witty disposition, she remarked, "Oh, my Anna is a livid fellow. He wants to kiss me." Despite being so old and grey, he feels no shame in kissing me. These words enraged Anna and pulled up his sleeves and said, "You say that I am an old bad fellow? Am I a fool? It is you who has picked a quarrel with me." Everyone present there was enjoying this encounter, and between them, Baba, who loved both of them equally and wanted to pacify them, managed the affairs very skillfully. He lovingly said, "Oh, no, why are you unnecessarily raising the hue and cry? I do not understand the harm of impropriety increasing the mother." Hearing Baba's kind words, both of them were satisfied and everyone laughed merrily. Beautiful one. Um, the last one for this chapter is about Baba's dependence on his bhaktas. Baba allowed his devotees to serve him in their own way and did not like anyone else interfering in it. To quote an instance, Mavsi Bai was, on another occasion, kneading Baba's abdomen. Seeing the amount of force she was using, all the other devotees felt rather anxious. They said, "Oh, mother, please be more gentle, otherwise, you will break Baba's arteries and nerves." As soon as Baba heard this, he got up from his seat and dashed his satka on the ground. He got enraged and his eyes became red like live coal. No one dared to stand before or face Baba. Then he took hold of one end of his satka with both hands and pressed it into his abdomen. He pressed the other and against a pole and began to push hard in it. The satka, which was about 2 or 3 feet in length, seemed to go into the abdomen. People feared that the abdomen would rupture at any moment. The post was fixed and immovable, and Baba began to get closer and closer to it and clasped and post firmly. The rupture was expected at any moment, and they were all dismayed and did not know what to do. They stood around anxiously with wonder and fear. Baba suffered this ordeal for the sake of his devotees. The other devotees wanted only to give a hint to Mausi Baba to moderate in her service and not cause any trouble or pain to Baba. They did this with good intention, but Baba could not even tolerate this. They were shocked to see that their well intentioned effort had resulted in his catastrophe and they could do nothing but wait and watch. Fortunately, Baba's rage subsided. He let go of the satka and resumed his seat. From this time onwards, the devotees learned the lesson that they should not meddle in anybody's service, but should allow them to serve Baba as they choose. Since Baba was capable of gauging the merits and value of the service rendered unto him. This is a beautiful one, explained very clearly. It's very it's about the mind of all the devotees. Like there are so many devotees around a guru, and one of the everybody have got their own way of doing their service, and people start judging, what the other person is doing. There's a wonderful story explaining that we have to keep our judging and mind away when looking at other devotees providing a service to their guru. Wonderful story. Do come in tomorrow to listen to the next chapter. Thank you very much. Saira.